Yokoso and välkommen. Yeah, we're here. Against all odds, playing video games. If you can even call it that. Starts crying. Starts crying. Starts dying. Yeah, not a lot's going on in my day-to-day life, but when has it ever? I burst into tears. Burst into nuts. And I bet you're thinking, what does that mean? You know, you sell like a bag of nuts and you start eating them. You know, you bust into that bag of nuts. Hit him with that. Yeah, dog, I mean, I just busted into that bag of nuts. I want to get like a notebook, and I bet you're thinking, right? Yeah, I want to get like a notebook, and I want to start recording stuff in it. There's a lot of stuff I feel like I have on my mind that I'm always just telling myself, hey, don't forget that. Hey, don't forget that. And you know, it'd help a lot if I just like wrote stuff down. You know what I'm saying? I could make a note, but whenever I make a note, I'm really bad about those physical things. I'm really good at keeping track of. I am going to clear my storm pods or die trying. Or, you know, maybe even try dying. Jeff? I'm doing some viewage of some internet stuff. If you're wondering why I'm on-brandly quiet. It feels like I've never off-brand quiet. I seem to have more silent moments. It's just because I have to fill in so much time now. Like, I spend so much of my day just at work. I mean, it's everyone, sure, but it's especially bad when it's me because it's my life. What happens in your life, I can't say I care that much about. But my life? Man. I got a doctor's appointment coming up on Friday, and I'm looking forward to going because hopefully they're gonna beat me to death. Yay. Man, Hans, you've really taken a mean wallop. I really want to quit my job, but I don't think I can win no matter what I do. I kind of feel like I should just stick it out instead of... So I don't know, I think I've talked about it on stream, but I interviewed at this other place, and then like, I'm just on the fence on if I want to go through with them or not. I don't know. They want me to do a shadowing on Friday for an hour, and I think, man, if I have to like be at your company for an hour, I better be paid for it. But it looks like I'm not gonna be, so I don't know. I want to spend an hour of my time, of my precious time, watching someone else do a job I might not even get. They could still last second say, hey, we actually don't want to hire you because you're ugly and disgusting and we want you dead. Or I could even go and they offer me a job and I just say, hey, you're not paying a lot, and I was okay with it at first, but the more I thought about it, the more I realized I'm shortchanging myself, so I don't feel like getting hired by you anymore. You know, there's so many situations that could happen. I mean, I guess if you live your life based off of what could happen, you'll never get anywhere, but still. I mean, to some extent, I feel like you need to think that way, because if not, that's how you end up in the middle of nowhere, butt naked with your hands tied together, because you didn't have any foresight. I need to send a text message. Okay. Yeah, I'm normally, a firm believer of the thought camp of I don't work to make money, I work to support my lifestyle. But yeah, now I kind of have to work to make money. That's why I usually try to go for low effort jobs no one wants. They don't have a lot of pay because, like, you know, I'm not really trying to make money to become like supercar driver 25. I'm more making money so that I can just like support the things I want to do, which are generally pretty mundane. Generally pretty mundane. Generally General Grievous. Well, you have a guts. How many turns that is? 5. Yeah, we're gonna beat you. We're going to beat you to death. so tired. But not tired enough to actually sleep, but just like tired enough to be upset about how tired I am. I think I have a spare notebook. If not, I just buy one in a couple of days. Ouch. I talked about it I think last time, but we're supposed to have like a potluck at work on Thursday. So why couldn't it have been Sunday? Everyone said Sunday, but one just smelly individual said, "How about Thursday?" And then no one said no for some reason. Everyone was like, "I don't know, man. That's not a good day for any of us." But like no one said no. It was just so weird. Like everyone said like, "Yeah, that's not a good day for any of us. We're going to have to only make simple food." And then people said that, and the trainer of the class is like, "So does that mean everyone wants to do it Thursday?" And no one said straight up just no. So as a result, it happened this way. It's like, well, geez Louise. You know what I mean? If we all seem to have negative feelings about this, why don't we, do something about it? Out here, Elden Gaming. I don't have that Elden wallet to buy that Elden ring. So unless you're gonna give an Elden loan, you should cover yourself in oil. But hi, Hydran-san. How do? You're out of bread? Oh yeah, well, you're about to be dead. Then you'll be fed. Well, you're probably gonna lose all your street cred and live in a shed without a bed. You'd have some cred. No, you're gonna end up like that one video, or that one wizard, or that one guy who made those like videos where they go to people and say wizardy things, and the other people just look confused. That's gonna be you, because you'll be dead. But yeah, that's about it. I guess what are you up to? Oh wait, don't tell me. All you do is play that game. I ain't never seen you do nothing but play that game. Oh. Making a video? I don't believe you. All you know how to do is play that game. A video about that game? Okay, so what you're telling me is that you're ugly and disgusting and evil on top of that? You can't keep losing like this. Like, you can only have so many more negative titles before you just die of heart attack. Heart attack. Yeah, heart attack. It's like heart attack, but worse. And that's what's happening to you. You're gonna take me with you. Oh yeah, I'll take the Destiny Bond. You know, you think you're a Spirit Tomb from Pokemon, or even a Frostlass. It's a glass cannon built to die. And then, you know, when you die, I then die. You know what? I'll take it. If it means taking you out, I'll die with you. You've had it too good for too long. Someone needs to put a stop to it, and it's gonna be me. Drop a plane on me and visit me, but you were just out and about on vacation, you know. You thought you could catch a fish and not eat meat from a dish? I don't know what else to say to that. Also, you probably don't want to come to my neck of the woods, honestly. You seem like someone that likes to actually do stuff. And if you like to actually do stuff, you really don't come to where I live. You kind of just pass through where I live if you want to go and do something. Because, like, if you live in the more southern areas, you have to drive through my area to get to, like, the two interesting places in this state. And, like, yeah, that's about it. Like, if you came and visited, it'd be like, yeah, dog, come and watch me play Fate Grand Order. And that'd be, like, it. You'd probably want to come in, like, when something's going on. Or go to one of the bigger cities. And if you go to one of the bigger cities, then I can't really help you out there. Because, like, I don't know, like, I've gone to them before, but, like, eh. Wow, a field. Yeah, pretty much that's it. And I can show you some of my neighbors. They have horses. If you're lucky, you might see a rattlesnake. That grass in the far distance. Now that surprised me. There is no grass in my area. There's a bunch of like shrubbery and like low growing plant and stuff, but like grass. Saskatchewan. But you didn't go to Camp Wawanaka from Total Drama Island? That's in Saskatchewan. And totally real. Because if Canada's a real place, then like, you know, Total Drama Island has to be a real place too. Just went to the border? I see. Local landmarks. Did you eat a beaver tail? And no, I don't mean like an actual beaver's tail. I mean like that dessert. That's something you would do, right? I wish I could, like, fall into a pit and never get out. I'm so sick and tired, man, of going to work every day. I can't keep up. The mountain villages. Really? Because there's an amusement park in Arkansas, or as they call it, Arkansas. You know, there's a place in Arkansas that sells beaver tails. It's an amusement park, and they just happen to, you know, have like, for some reason, a beaver tails stall is set up there. So yeah, just go to Arkansas. You'd love Arkansas. I think there's also one in Utah. It's somewhere else weird like that. I'm making decent money at least. Not really if you count how much I have to travel. Like, I've talked about it a lot, but, you know, I'm making like 20 bread an hour. But you have to factor in that my entire drive, like, my drive is 158 kilometers a day. 158! You know how much that costs me in gas every month? Like $200. Like, I might as well just have a $15 an hour job with how much I'm, like, losing. That's crazy. Why don't you tell that to other people in my life? Because, like, when I got this job, I told that to my mom, and she's like, yeah, it's about par for the course. And it's like, oh, man, this sucks. And then it's like, ugh, you know what I mean? It's like, and then I tell other people, and they keep telling me, yeah, you should quit your job. And it's like, well, I don't know. Which is it? Is this a far distance? Like, I don't know how to gauge it. Like, some people I ask, and they're just like, yeah, that's just about how it is. And I'm like, really? And then I tell other people, and they're like, what's wrong with you? Are you insane? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I can't tell. Like, I've always had to drive long distances for jobs. And it's usually just like 20 or 30 minutes. You know, this is like a whole hour one way to get there. Like, I am leaving like 2 hours before my shift to make it with just 20 minutes to spare. Because there's road construction too that's really making it hard to get there. But you know, despite all that, somehow I'm making it on time every day. You longboard there? Are you Swedish? Like, bruh. Okay. Du brukar longboard när du reser till jobben. Okay. Man, that is... Yeah, bruh. You think you're Swedish. You could be for one day. You could be now, because that's like... There's this one comedy show. Oh, I don't remember what it's called. But it's like a skit comedy show, and it's Norwegian, and they have a joke in it where they're talking about Swedish people who moved to Norway. Oh, I almost just threw up. But, yeah, they make a joke, and they say that one of the guys, they're like, ever since he moved to Norway, the roads aren't big enough for him to, you know, they said banana boarding is what they were calling it. And they're like, he can't banana board to work every day. And then, like, he was trying to, and it, like, someone honked at him, and then he had to start walking again. That's you. But yeah, I don't know. I've never been able to have a job that was close by. Except for when I worked at that like general store that was nearby. But I only would get 4 hours a week to work, so I was making like 50 bread a week. You know what I mean? And like at this job, I'm working, sure. You could be like, you getting enough hours? Dog, it is a call center. You can't stop getting enough hours at a call center, unfortunately. All you do is get enough hours, and you just think to yourself, geez, I sure would love to not go to work today. And then you have to go to work today. You work like... It's a good day if you work less than 40 hours, man. This is just like the call center experience. You You don't make all that much yourself, but I bet you enjoy your life. I bet you don't have to spend 2 hours of your day driving. And I bet you also don't have to spend your entire day either getting ready for work or trying to unwind when you get home from work. That's my whole thing, man. I wouldn't mind barely making enough money just to scrape by and I don't have any money for any fun stuff if it meant that I could, like, not have to spend all my time working or getting ready for work. That's it. It's just miserable. You know what I mean? I wake up in the morning. I have to get up at 7:20. You know? I get up at 7:20 in the morning. I get up. I get ready for work. I started making my lunch for work at night because I used to get up and have to make my lunch for the day. So, you know, I get up. I get ready for work. It's usually now about 8:20-ish. I'm usually making something to eat. And then I'm done by 8:30. I then go and sit down at the computer and I think about how much I wish I was dead. And then about 20-30 minutes go by. I wish I was dead. 20-30 more minutes go by. I think, oh, it's 9:30. Let me check traffic. Oh, if I leave now, I'm going to make it there at 10:30. I need to wait another 10 minutes. It's now 9:40. All of a sudden, I'm now almost late. I gotta run out the door. And then I get behind the wheel. And then I drive for an hour. And then, you know, I get to work on time. I go, I fill up a thermos full of coffee. Because guess what? I had to get up at 7:20. And now it's only 10:40. So now I have a thermos full of coffee. And now it's time for me to start my work day at 11. Hooray! And then I work until 8 p.m. I get off at 8 p.m. And then, oh yeah, now it's time to go home and enjoy my life. Nope. Now I get to drive for an hour to get home. Now it's 9 o'clock. I'm barely pulling into the drive-thru. I think to myself, well, it could be worse. Your nose could be gushing blood. So then I go into the house. I start the rice cooker. And then, you know, I go. I shave. I get ready. Why am I getting a notification on Discord? I thought OBS is supposed to do it, so I don't get notifs. Anyway, I don't care. Anyway, and then, like, I barely have any time. I'm, like, done at this point. And then I'm like, man, I don't feel like streaming because I can only do it for an hour today. And like, oh, what else could I do? And I just kind of sit here. And then I'm just, like, stuck. Like, I don't have anything else that I really want to do. Because it's all like, I might as well just not start anything because I can't get anything done, really. I could just, like, start. I can watch an episode of an anime or two, but that's it. It sucks. Yeah, see? I mean, you get it. You get it. For worse or better. It's like, even if I was making 1,000,000 bread, like, it doesn't matter because I don't have my time to enjoy my life. Like, I don't know. I'm a big believer of I work to live. I don't live to work. You know what I mean? But at this point, I'm being forced to do both. This modern experience is terrible, and you know what? We all keep perpetuating it. We could all, like, break the system, but we're not. We're not. You know why? You want to know why we're never going to break the system? Because I don't want to go and protest and, like, yeah, I don't want to go stand outside somewhere and get wet and hosed down and sprayed and dogs sicked at me. I don't want to do that. And, like, even then, you know, it just feels like even if I did do that, not enough people will. You know, there's always complacent individuals. There's always people who are just okay with being another brick in the wall and just living this horrible system that's made to drain us of our lives and then we die. Broke and unhappy. And it's like, what are we going to do? Even if all of us, let's say that 900,000 people all got together and tried to do this. I mean, actually, that's a big number, so that might work. But, like, you know what I'm saying? Just, like, have fun getting that many people to actually be willing to put their lives on the line. Because I know I'm not one of them. It's not even so much like I'm afraid to die. It's just like I'm more afraid that it's just going to, like, I'm just going to get hurt really badly and my life's going to be even worse. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, yeah, man, let's go protest and fix this broken world. What happens if I just get shot 6 times in the back? And now, you know, I have organ damage and also I can no longer, like, walk. So now, you know, I'm kind of, like, ruined my life in the regard that, oh, yeah, man, you did this and now, you're deemed as a criminal by the state, and now you don't have money to get the treatment you need, and you're constantly in and out of jobs and broke. And it's like, man, all this because I tried to change the world for the better. It's like, I don't know, the risk of running into that situation. You know, what if you're on the wrong side, too, and you just don't realize it? What if you're the bad guy all along? Or what if you're the good guy? What if you're the good guy? And, like, the world just treats you like you're evil. That's definitely the uncommon option. Normally, if you think you're the good guy and everyone else is wrong, you're usually just wrong, like, straight up. Like, anytime that you think, like, yeah, everyone else is wrong and I'm right, no, it's usually that you're just wrong and you just don't realize it. Like, it sucks, but it's usually the case. Or get destroyed online. That's also an option, yeah. So yeah, I don't know, man. It just feels like you can't win or lose no matter what you do in this modern world. I used to work 10 to 12 hour shifts. I did it for like 2 months when I was working for the government back in 2020. That was a miserable experience. Like, it was genuinely like I was so tired all the time. I had no energy for anything. All I could really do is just like sit back and like breathe. And I kind of never want to be in a situation like that again, but I've kind of put myself back in that situation just given how just like back to back everything is now. I have such little time for like wiggle room. I'm just kind of like stuck in a U, you know what I mean? The shape of a U. Am I able to save money? Not really. Like, if I'm being real with you, you can be like, oh yeah, man, Celery, you're ugly and disgusting and don't live on your own. You're right, but like, you know, you gotta think about these couple of things here. Like, for the next 2 or so years, I'm gonna be spending like 3/4 of my money on paying back a loan. 'Cause I got owned. And I mean, after that, sure, but that's just like the next 2 years. So long as I don't lose a job or anything. Loans suck. Yeah, but in theory, if I go through with this, I have paid off a home loan effectively. And I bet you're thinking, what does that mean? Yeah, I mean, like I've talked about it before, but my living situation hasn't been that great ever since I came back from Texas. But effectively, the construction's gonna like getting construction done so that I actually am living in like a livable space and not just like a dust cavern like I have been. That's how I see it. That's what I tell myself. You've been paying off a loan for 7 years. Your loan for that van that you bought and then crashed into the bottom of a lake. Student loans? That's lame. But also practical. I wish you would have bought like a van and crashed that like I said. At least that's bombastic. You just have like the type of loan that real people have. haven't been around and I haven't been talking to you about it, but I went to a job interview on Friday, and it sounds like they want to potentially hire me, but it's 5 whole bread less, and I probably have less of an opportunity to ever get any type of raise, but it's much closer. Like, it's laughably closer. Even though it's still like 20 something minutes away, that's 20 minutes compared to my current hour plus drive to work. So you know what I'm saying? I feel like I should take it for that reason, because it's really, if you factor in how much money on gas I'm spending, it's like, you know, I'm probably getting paid about the same, but I don't know. Yeah, it's like 20 minutes both ways. And then it's like this other one that the current one I make is like, you know, an hour plus one way. I'm probably going to die on the road if I keep this job, if I'm going to be real with you. Unironically, I fall asleep all the time driving to work. One time it was pretty bad, because like I fell asleep while driving, and I woke up and I was just driving in both lanes. It's kind of like, I don't know, I don't really worry about it, because I kind of see it like I'm either going to get into an accident and die, or like, you know, I don't know, or I'm not. I don't care anymore. Like, this isn't the first time this has happened. When I had that job back in 2020 and I was working those really long shifts, I used to fall asleep driving all the time. And yeah, it was dangerous, and people would honk at me, and I'd wake up and be like swerving out of control. But you know what? I'm either gonna live or I'm gonna die. There's no need to really worry about it. Who cares, honestly? It's the same. It's the same option at the end of the day. At the end of the day, it's like I'm gonna go to bed and I wake up, or I'm gonna go to bed and I'm just not gonna wake up. I don't know. This whole like mortal coil thing is just not fun. I don't like thinking about my mortality all the time, but sometimes I can't help it. But because of the upcoming construction, I don't know what's going to happen to my YouTube channel. Like, I don't know. I might just not be able to upload videos for like 3 or 4 months. It'll just depend, I guess, on how everything goes. I have an idea for a couple of things I could still do that don't need like a whole setup. I don't know. I have one idea for like a series I wanted to start doing. I also really am not going to have money for Legos for a while, which is okay, because I have a couple of sets. Like, I have like, if I make one video a month or even every like 3 weeks, I definitely have enough for like, be like 4 or 5. Nah, let's see. Being honest, I definitely have enough sets that I haven't built that would last a while. But I had a specific order I wanted to make videos in, so I keep having to like get sets in between. Like, I have like my next like, I don't want to say 10, but maybe like 5 or 6 videos like planned out. But it's just a matter of actually doing them. Like, it's all fun and games until I actually have to start doing stuff. Like, the next video I want to make, I need more pieces for it. Because the set that I bought it purposely knowing it was incomplete because of like the stuff it had with it, and it was a good deal. So like, I honestly need like 50 bread, but I don't have 50 bread right now. So my next paycheck, though, I don't get any of my paycheck because all of that's going to be going to, like, the stuff. So, like, you know what I mean? I'm kind of, like, really debating. It's like, I mean, I could spend it, but, like, if something happens, like, I am just up a creek. Just something I don't have time to do it. Yeah, that's another issue. That video I uploaded recently, I had a really hard time with because I started recording for it, and then I fell asleep. And then it took me another week before I had time to finish recording it. And, like, I lost the script at one point. And then I also, like, I had a bunch of issues happen all at once. Like, to the point where I was like, man, I don't think this video is going to come out. The worst part is that, like, even though I lost, like, my entire dialogue that I had for it originally and a bunch of stuff, like, I don't think it came out that bad compared to, like, what I originally had planned. I'm not, like, trying to toot my own horn, but I'm just saying, like, what I had in mind originally and, like, what I managed to make after losing a lot of the script and everything, it's not too far off. It's just missing a bunch of scenes that I had wanted to do but didn't manage to because I was kind of upset that I lost the script. And, you know, the worst part is how I lost the script. It's like, the way that I do it is that I have to, I don't know, it's hard to explain, but I have to write the script while I'm building it because that's the only way I can really come up with what I think about the build. So, like, with that being said, I then take my laptop over with me and I just record it there. And then, like, I was shutting off my laptop after I was done recording, like, all the footage and everything and writing down what I thought about the build and everything. And then, like, the notice popped up saying that there was something that was unsaved, and I was like, oh, that's okay, I'm pretty sure I saved everything, so I don't know what that is. And then, like, you know, it was Notepad that I wrote it in, and that was unsaved, and it turned out the script that I sent myself, like, through email to get to my other computer was the rough draft. So I just had the rough draft, and I was like, well, this sucks. And I was like, what all do I remember about the build and all the other stuff I had planned? And then it was like, oh, like, nothing, honestly. I don't use Google Drive and Google Docs. No, I've just never thought about it until you just mentioned it now. I kind of forgot those things existed. I just use Notepad and I just email myself from another email that I have. They have like 5 or 6 different email addresses. So I just use the email address I have on that computer and I email to that one. And then whenever I type on the script and I'm done, I save it, unless at one time, and then I email it back to myself. I mean, that would be a good idea, but they never said that I was intelligent. They never said that I was capable of higher thinking. Start doing it. I mean, I could, but, like, I don't know. I have no, like, I really don't have an argument. I just kind of do stuff really inconveniently and poorly just to spite myself and make my life much more harder than it needs to be. However, in fear of something like this ever happening again, I might actually start using that. But the thing is, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I could. I have like 5 or 6 notepads on my desktop of like thoughts for next episodes and stuff. So I could easily just like copy all this like partially made scripts and toss them on there. It'd also be more organized for my desktop. I don't know. What I honestly wanted to do, I was gonna start writing stuff on like paper, but I guess I'm just an analog relic in a digital world. That's usually what I do. It's just been my more recent years that I've been trying to do stuff digitally, and I kind of really don't like it. But I also need to, like, I think I talked about it earlier, buy a new notebook if I want to do stuff like this. They have a bunch of notebooks, but they're usually full of stuff already. I don't know. I'm mentioning all these problems, but there's really simple solutions to them. But, like, I'm kind of missing the forest for the trees. You know what I'm saying? But that's usually my problem, is that I'm like, I mention all these issues, and the solution's always really simple and right there. But then I'm always like, yeah, but that seems too easy. And then I, like, throw it to the wayside. Many such cases. And you say you've tried paper, it kills your hands. Yeah, that's the only downside, if you ask me, to paper, is that it, you know, you're physically actually doing it real world style. So, like, there's the limitations of life that will afflict you. I don't know. I mention all this stuff right now, but there's not even, like, I don't know. The stuff that I complain about is usually it's not an issue, and I'm just trying to, like, talk about it. Like, just, like, thinking about it out loud. You know what I'm saying? Usually if I mention a problem, it's not that big of a deal to me. It's when I don't mention something is usually when it's a really big deal to me. They only ever really talk about small problems that are really not a big deal. But then that kind of gives, like, the impression of something's a big deal to me. And then months later or even weeks later, people will bring stuff up and I'm like, what are you talking about? And they're like, you know, that thing that was like a big deal to you. And I'm like, oh, I have no clue what you're talking about. And then I remember and I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot. They think that's a big deal to me because I mentioned it like in a complaining manner, but whatever. You know what I'm saying? Happens to me all the time. Many such cases, if you will. Stop crying. Pretty much that one. I have an idea for like a series I was gonna do, and I was like, this could be like a cheap alternative, and that's also easy until like I can get like my setup back and stuff like that. But then I started actually thinking about the logistics of it, and I'm like, man, this could also be really expensive because you know I'm all about them practical effects, and like to give you like an idea of what it is, it would be like looking at different stuff with things. And some of the stuff that I would look at, it would again be a lot easier and cheaper, and I can make like quick 2-minute videos that would take me like, oh, get out of here. Bot of evil. Get banned. But yeah, so like stuff and things. But I was like thinking about it and I was like, yeah, I could honestly do this one. It's like I have all the pieces for this on hand and like this wouldn't be hard. And then I was all like, you remove the ban on them and then you banned them. You just wanted to show how cool you were. The flex. But yeah, effectively my whole thing is like I can get like 2 episodes of that out, but then the 3rd episode or 4th episode, I'd have to shell out a good amount of money. Not like an absurd amount, but at least like a good 50 guap. You know what I'm saying? Like more than I want to for like a mini series. I don't know. It's just me and wanting to do practical effects. I'm sorry, it's just in my nature. I'd rather be like, yes, this is what this looks like, and like have it physically than showing like images of stuff. Because sure, I could go get a PNG of what I want to talk about, but like, that's it. Shooting fireworks at Legos, something like that, yeah. Oh, I just did my free summon, didn't I? Yeah. Can Lego survive fireworks? Not clickbait. I don't remember. What's this? Savanto, whatever. You want me to get all those people to level 8? You want me to 80 servants to Bond 6 level style? There's one of these that's locked that I need to get done. How many Legos does it take to stop a bullet? Yes, that's the content that I want to make and the world wants to see. Me and my stud-proof vest. Well, that's the one I was looking for. Kuras Skoa Mission. Oh, I just gotta do 130 mission. Oh, wait. Savanto. Oh, no. Okay, so that kind of sucks. I'm kind of trapped in the letter U on that one. So it's 130. Oh, jeez. I have a lot to get through. So I've done 80, and that was... No, you can't do this to me. If you see my next video, that means the vest worked. If you don't see my next video, then, well, you know what that means. Okay, cool. I can also do this one. Izure ka no kurasu no savanto wo. What's this one? That's 250. 260. What are those missions? You know what? Instead of actually trying to use my Japanese language skills, we're gonna cheat. Oh man, just at level 9, or excuse me, at 90 different servants, that's not bad. I could actually maybe do that one. What is it, Control Shift L? Looks like Minecraft armor. Oh, the Final Ascension? Yeah, I'll never get that one done either. So my best bet is to do that. Well, actually, but I'm like, dude. I would need like 3 or 4 new servants. No, I wouldn't. I need a lot more than that, actually. That's like get that many servants of Final Ascension. I'm never doing that. I don't roll enough. Yeah, like, my fault, OG. Well, that's about it for me for playing this game. I'm gonna go and lay in bed for the next like 30 minutes and wish I wasn't having to go to bed, then actually go to bed, and then be upset that I wasted my time. I do it every night. So yeah, I thank you for coming through, Haidaran-san. It was nice to talk to you after 400 years. As per usual, you know, you can't see it, but I make a heart with my hands, because I heart you. Yes, you for coming through. While you can't see my hand heart, you can heart this hand emoji right here. So yeah, I'll see you later, alligator, and after a while, you crocodile.